Hey, what's up guys? Just gonna make a really quick video. A couple people have been asking me how to lay out these designs. I'm in no way a professional. This is like my third time doing anything like this. But it's actually pretty easy if you just follow just a couple quick steps, waste some tape, and you can do it too. So first things first, you gotta establish a center line. Now this one's got a nice center line. Got a line there, got a line there. So everything's based off those two lines. Everything's based off the edge, based off this body line here, and then you can start your design. So going into this, I was going to do a really simple design, just a couple lines, don't get crazy with it. Well, a couple beers later, here we are. I'm not totally happy with the design. I love this side. I think this is pretty cool. Not a huge fan of this, but it might turn out, and if not, just for my derby car, so it's going to get wrecked in a couple months. It'll be gone. It's all good. Anyways, so I actually started on the side here. And what I did was, because I don't plan on carrying this design over to the fenders, I wanted to keep it away from the fenders. I went ahead and I ran a piece of 2-inch tape down the side. That gave me a nice, perfectly straight line to work off of. And then, of course, yeah, here, tape. Off this body line, I got a nice straight edge to work off of there. So once I got my line here, my line over here, I can just start basing it in. Now, in order to match it side to side, what makes it a lot easier, instead of making patterns, just trying to eyeball it, is to go off essentially a reference point. And my reference points are tape. Got 1 inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch tape. So once I got my line down, it's nice and straight, I'll come in this 1 inch tape, lay it down, and then I have another straight line. Did the same thing over here. Then all of these lines here, these orange lines, these are all based off of 1 inch spacing as well. And then everything that's blue, you can see it's kind of a 1/8 inch line with an 1/8 inch gap. Those are all just eyeballed. Same with the little 1/8 inch lines in there. If you got a small space and it's equidistant, it's very easy to line it up. So once this side is done, I came over to here. Now I kind of drunkenly measured, it's wider there, narrower here, kind of figured out the math. Then I took a piece of 2-inch tape, after I made a couple little marks, and I put a piece of tape down this whole side here. And what that does, with the 2-inch tape, you can lay 2-inch down a lot straighter than you can any smaller tape. Especially, if I was just to lay this 1/8 inch down, it's going to be pretty close, but it's not going to be as good. And then same deal, keeping in mind matching to the other side, 1-inch tape, 1-inch tape, 1-inch tape. Actually, I think I used 2-inch in here. But regardless, now I got a straight line here, straight line there, straight line there. And then I can just kind of eyeball it going through there. And then over here, I just eyeball this line. And then here's where the 1/2 inch tape comes into play. Start laying down my 1/2 inch. And I can get my lines. So when I come over to this side, got my 2-inch gap, put my line down, got a body line there I can go down, and just start basing off. That way I didn't have to make any patterns for this side to get it the same. But if you look, see that gap right there? This gap right here is different. It's very hard to get them lined up, even using the tape trick, and with lines as close as I got them, to keep it the same side to side. Nobody's going to notice that. I notice that though. It's very annoying, but it's okay. I'll learn for next time. Should have made some patterns. Now coming over to the middle here, so I got this side done. You can see I ran out of blue tape, ran all orange here. If you got different colored tapes, it actually makes it a little bit easier because you can reference side to side a lot more with different colors than all orange. But so once I got this side down, I made a pattern for this line. So this line's the same as that. I made a couple patterns in here, and then when I'm basing, you know, my half-inch tape, half-inch tape, half-inch tape, all these different spacings, if it's not exactly the same as that, but I got a line right here based off my pattern, and I got a weird gap, I can figure out what's going on. So same with up here. Laid this out freehand. This is based off a 1-inch gap here. Came over here, 1-inch piece of tape, made a pattern, have some masking paper, cut it out, just taped around the edge. So it's really not that hard to do. It's a lot of patience. I don't know how many hours into this. I don't even want to know. I spread it out over a couple weeks just here and there, but it's something anybody can do. And a lot of people, I was always scared to fine line tape. I could never get it to lay down straight. I couldn't match stuff. And I just didn't do it for years until I decided to do this derby car. And well, I did an Impala hood first, and that kind of gave me a little bit of confidence to do this. You can do it. Just got to really go for it. You know, I called up my supplier. I told him what I was doing. He sold me a ton of tape for cost, which not all suppliers will do that, but that was really cool of them. You know, I spent $140 on tape between the trunk and this hood. I got some tape left over, but it's not cheap to do, but it's worth it. And for future jobs, my own vehicles, because I don't work on customer vehicles anymore, I now have learned these skills and learned from my mistakes. Of example, that gap over there. I've learned what to do and what not to do. And this is a perfect opportunity for me on this demolition derby car to figure everything out and essentially just learn how to mess up and learn from those mess ups. So it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, and I'm excited to do the rest of the car. And if I mess it up, well, it's going to be destroyed in a couple months. So, alright, hope this helps some of you guys out. I'll catch y'all later.